Hi and welcome. Today we're talking about, well,
Better listen.
And they're just in the trees over there.
On Friday.
Well, it looked like it was like glinting in the trees. Like it looked like roundabout like a disc.
I saw this silver thing in amongst this clump of trees with this one thing sitting on the side and another thing sort of like running up and down the top.
most remarkable close encounter of the third kind of the 90s. That's how the incident which occurred in Zimbabwe, South Africa in 1994 was called. Zimbabwe, small town of Ruwa, east side of capital Harare. 2 days before the incident, September 14th. 2 days before the incident, there had been a number of UFO sightings throughout southern Africa. There had been numerous reports of a bright fireball passing through the sky at night. Many people answered locals' radio station requests to call in and describe what they had seen. Although some witnesses interpreted the fireball as a comet or meteor, no reasonable explanation was given at that time.
Hundreds of people today phoned the ZBC saying they sighted an unidentified flying object.
Was a bright radiant light. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
It was the absence of noise I didn't like.
People from all over Zimbabwe were phoning the BBC to say, we've seen something.
After the news spread, American psychiatrist John Mack went to interview the children who were present that day. But first, he interviewed the people who called in to report their sightings few days before the actual incident happened. Some of the conversations were recorded.
What did you see?
I just saw a glow over my chicken run, a very orange glow.
It was a helicopter or
No, it was just a big round wall.
Can you just tell us what happened the other night at Kariba?
We suddenly looked up and we saw this thing coming over the top of the hill. As it sort of came abreast of us, it suddenly changed from this glow to let's say two big red orange balls.
September 16th, the day of the actual incident. The sighting at the school's playground occurred around 10 a.m. when children were outside on a mid-morning break. The teachers that were present at the school were inside, having a meeting at the time. The entire incident lasted about 15 minutes. When the children returned to the class, they told the teachers what they had seen, but were totally dismissed. The BBC's correspondent in Zimbabwe, Tim Leach, visited the school on September 19th to film interviews with pupils and staff as well. Later on, the children were asked to draw pictures of what they had seen, and according to the report, all of the children have told the same story. After investigating this incident, Leach claimed, "I could handle war zones, but I could not handle this."
When you looked at those children, they were absolutely credible.
So what did those children draw, and what did they see? According to the interviews, 62 children between the ages of 6 and 12 claimed to have seen at least one UFO and mysterious figures next to it. The basic details of sightings were quite consistent. One or more silver objects, usually described as discs, appeared in the sky. They floated down to a field of brush and small trees just outside the school's property. Between 1 and 4 creatures with big eyes and dressed all in black exited a craft and approached the children.
I thought it was an alien, and he had big eyes. Kind of like that.
I saw something silver on the ground amongst the trees and a person in black.
They had big black eyes. That's all I saw. I saw a glimpse. They kind of turned around and stared and then went back into a kind of like shock.
At this point, many of the children ran, but some, mostly older pupils, stayed and watched the approach. According to the interviews, The creature or creatures then telepathically communicated to the children about environmental message before returning to the craft and flying away.
How did that get communicated to you?
It came through my head.
Somehow there was a message about pollution from the way he was staring?
Yes.
Over 20 years have passed, and this incident that was described as one of the most significant events in UFO history settled down in time, even though no reasonable explanation was given. Or maybe there was none.
This journey is literally to pick up the pieces and put them back together.
Oh my gosh.
I was right on the logs when it actually happened.
We are the ones who drew those funny pictures.
Something that I'll never ever forget.
I've drawn this again.
But I usually kept it quiet.
People think you're crazy.
My husband doesn't even know about it.
You feel so alone in society.
Thanks for watching.